Hi, Sheree.
Hi, Heath. How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming out.
This is a great looking place, new neighborhood.
It is. Yeah, it's just a little over 4 years old. We moved in right around phase 2. And as you can see down that way, phase 3 is still in the works.
A lot of construction still going on.
Yeah, we moved in 2 years to the day, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things we see a lot of times when we're doing a development like this is the houses are all done, everything looks great, you move in, but one of the things that gets neglected is the landscaping.
Yes.
So I think that might be something you wrote in about.
Yes, I was interested in some string lights on the back porch.
Let's go take a look.
All right. So as you can see, this is our back deck here.
Yeah. Wow, this is a great yard with a ton of potential.
Thank you. Eventually, my husband and I would like to expand this, maybe move the grill, but for starters, we'd like to start with some string lights, maybe motivate us to be out here a little more.
Sure. Well, that's hopefully a pretty simple project to start with. If we're looking out at the deck, you can see the one light you have now is just that single light by the outside sliding door. Kind of gives us light for now. It's really not that comfortable and inviting. I think the string lights are going to make this a much more enjoyable place for you, especially in the evenings.
Right.
But the one thing we have to start with is the outdoor receptacle. That's where we're going to plug in. So if you don't have one, you want to call an electrician and have one installed, and you can start from there. But where this is a newer home, this is the deck area, we should have one. So I'm hoping you have one over there.
We do have one. Yep, it's right over
Perfect.
by the grill.
Great. So that's the hard part, and the rest of it really becomes a DIY-friendly project. So I think I have some mounting hardware, some string lights, and some tools. So if you want to give me a hand grabbing that out of the truck, we'll get started.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sheree, so I think we have most of what we need here, and the first and most important part are the lights.
Yes.
So we have this kit that should be about the right length for what we're looking to do.
Okay.
It's outdoor rated, it's meant to be out here, and it's meant to self-support for a certain amount of distance. So the manufacturer says you can span these for up to 20 feet between hook to hook without any additional support. If we wanted to go further, if we were going further across your yard to a fence, something else, you want to use a support cable, something like this, wrap that around the hook, and then attach the lights to this cable. But in this case, where they're only 10 feet apart, I don't think we really have to worry about that.
Okay.
The next part is how we're going to support it on the post itself. So we can put the hooks on the house, but we need something else to attach to on the deck. And what I found was, by luck, in the plumbing section of all things, they have a modular hardware kit that comes with things that are very similar to plumbing pipe, but you can get all kinds of fittings and make what you want.
Oh.
So in this case, we're going to use this black pipe. Comes with a base you can get, a mounting bracket that we can attach right to your deck rail, and then a hook.
Okay.
So we can make a nice clean looking system right there with these pieces and support the cable. And then finally, the last thing is, you don't want to go out there and plug them in and out every time, right?
Right.
You want to be able to control them easily. So since we have a receptacle that's hardwired, doesn't have a switch on it, we have this. And what this is going to let you do is we're going to plug this into the receptacle, plug the lights in, and then we can control it by either a remote control or an app on your phone. That way you don't have to worry about them.
That's very convenient. I like that.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier. So with all that, I think we're ready to get started.
All right.
All right, so before we put up the new posts, I'll check the existing deck posts to ensure that they're plumb. And these look pretty good, so I think we're okay.
All right.
Next, I'll measure, mark, and drill the locations for the brackets. We'll just carry it over, and I just want to double check it. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to take the drill, go right where that was. And again, we're not looking for much, just want to get us a good starting point. Just lean right into it, you're good. Then we'll cut the pipe just to the right height to ensure that it's slightly shorter than the height from the gutter. This will ensure that if we get any moisture on the cables, they'll drain away from the house and not towards the house. And just let the saw do the work. I'm just going to watch it fall straight down. Perfect. So we have our brackets. We're going to come through that one. Through that one. In order to secure the bottom bracket to the deck, the first thing I want to do is lift the bracket up, slide a couple of stainless steel washers underneath to give it a gap so the water can roll out should any collect inside there, drop the post back down, then I'll tighten the Allen wrenches in the upper brackets, and finally I'll screw the bracket down to the deck. So I'm going to pre-drill a hole for that hook that we have. I'm going to put a little bit of this flexible caulking inside before we thread this in.
All right.
Start hanging the lights. I'm going to hook this around here temporarily, and then I'm going to work back through and see where we land.
Okay.
We'll leave the bulbs out for now so that we don't risk breaking them while we move everything around. So what we've done is we knew a pattern that you wanted to have out here.
Yes.
And we knew that chances are this cable link's gonna be a little long, a little short, so we gotta find some way to make this work that it hides the extra without not just having a few bulbs hanging down the side of your gutter or somewhere else.
Right.
And this works out great. So what we're gonna do is actually just cross this over a little bit. It'll give us a little more of that X pattern.
Oh, that looks great.
I'll start putting the bulbs in.
All right.
Time for the last step. I'm gonna
Okay.
put this remote in. So we have the remote base that's gonna plug into the receptacle. Simply plug the lights in. Then we're gonna press and hold this button for 6 seconds. Now it's flashing. And then we'll do the same on the bottom button of the remote. And I think that's it. All right, so everything's connected. The remote's programmed. All we have to do is test it.
Yeah, it looks great so far.
So, you want the honors?
Yes, please.
Top button's on, bottom button's off.
Looks
Wow.
great.
I think it looks great. I gotta tell you, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Simple, fun, DIY project.
It looks great. I can't wait to use this space. Thanks so much for coming out.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Nice job, Heath.
Thanks.
Always makes a big difference when you light up the patio. I've got some and I love them.
Yeah, it really looks great at night.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit one thing.
Uh-oh.
I did go back.
What? Did you like pop a fuse?
No
Leave a
popping
breaker?
breakers, no fuses. I had one thing that was really bothering me. Even though the manufacturer says it's okay, I didn't like using the lights for the means of support. I really felt there ought to be something else holding all these up.
So they said you could go how far with just the wire here?
20 feet,
It was well, way under 20
way
feet.
under, less than half. But I just didn't like having the additional stress, wear on those. I really wanted something else to carry it, so it really made more sense to go back and install a cable to carry all that weight.
Okay. So what did you use?
So it's actually a stainless steel cable with a black coating on it.
Huh.
So you have the option, you can either feed the cable through the loops that come on the lights, or if you want a cleaner look and you want them side by side, you can use some UV rated zip ties, or they actually come with these little guys, these little stainless twist ties.
You just couldn't sleep, could
I couldn't.
you?
It was
You were just
bugging
up all
me.
night.
I feel a million times better knowing that this cable is now doing all the work for that. It's better in the weather, better in the wind.
And comes as a kit.
It does. So you come with all the hardware you need. It's very DIY friendly.
So one side you've got,
Carabiner.
right, and then you can actually just fasten it down to tighten the loop.
That's it. So that comes with a small wrench, but if you use a ratchet, it's much easier.
And then on the far side, you end up with,
The turnbuckle.
so when you put it up, this just allows you to screw it, take out what little slack is left.
Exactly, and adjust it right where you need, and as it settles over time, you can adjust.
And you're saying that this stuff here, this is actually stainless inside?
It's actually a stainless cable inside that with the coating, so it's good to go for outdoors. And I'll show you. You can see the difference in the picture, that now we're using
yeah.
that cable to take all the weight, and there's no stress on the light string at all.
You've always said code is the bare minimum, so manufacturer's recommendations bare minimum as well. You can dress it up.
And it can always be done better.
That's why they call you back. Nice job, Heath.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.